I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
So there's kind of like levels into sales as far as going into different marketing avenues. Like we were just talking about email. Is that should to me that shouldn't be the number one go to when you're just starting out, just because you're trying to get a customer base. So where would you start out, and then how do you get to that email?
Okay, so now I would ask the question like, what direction the person wants to take, right? And what kind of business that they're in. That would be very important because like if you're an introvert, sales copy is for you. Like that's your thing. You should go into copywriting sales copy because you don't have to deal with people. Maybe you have a fear with talking with people on the phone or being face to face and shit like that. That is the perfect space for an introvert. Now, if you're an extrovert like myself, you'll go out there like Jalen. I actually went into car sales just because I wanted to learn how to be able to ask people for a large amount of money. I had a fear because when I was selling memberships, I had a fear, like the most I ever asked for was like $3,000 to $5,000. Car sales, you go up anywhere from 30,000, 50,000, right? So I wanted to get comfortable with that. So I actually got a job selling cars just so I could overcome that fear. So we all have, our little demons that we're fighting or whatever. But it all comes down to like what industry. You have to understand your personality. One, are you an introvert or an extrovert? There's nothing wrong with either one of the two. But before you start attacking it, if you're an introvert, start learning sales copy. Trust me, it will save you from a lot of heartache, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, stressed out situations like, oh my God, the phone is ringing. Now, if you're an extrovert, your ass need to get on the phone. You know what I mean? Like you literally need to get people on the phone, like set up a Calendly where people can book an appointment with a 15-minute call with your ass. Like you need to be in people's face, hardcore, talk to people. That email shit, that's a different beast. Extroverts need to get on the phone. That, to be honest with you, the phone is the number one way to make money, hands down. Hands down. Look, you can try to ask for a $5,000 sale with an email, and sometimes you might get it. But let me tell you, once you get on the phone with a person and they hear you and they hear your personality, they hear your energy, they hear where you're coming from, you can ask for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and close that on the phone. You can close deals like they do it in Wall Street all the fucking time. They close deals on the phone. That's what a brokerage is. Think about Pursuit of Happiness. What was he doing?
On them damn cold calls.
It was the phone call that led to him going to the football field, meeting that CEO, and then he didn't even get that deal. He wound up getting all the other people that just saw him with the CEO. But it all started with that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
That phone is a beast. And I'm gonna let you guys know something. Real talk, 21st century, a lot of these millennials, Gen Xers are staying away from the phone for whatever reason. I don't know why. They did a statistic, or they did a survey on it, and they're running away from the phone. So that is a big mistake, because the one that jumps on the phone first closes the deal first.
I'm glad you're touching on this right now too, because it kind of leads me into the start of your notary business in my head, because that's a business right there. You need to be on the phone if you're closing these deals with people, correct? So can we go into your notary journey some, just like how did it start and like how you ended up scaling it to six figures?
Yeah, so what I didn't even get my commission yet, but I put some of the marketing tactics that I learned from Andre's course, the Notary Business School, and I put it in play, and I started getting phone calls, right? So I'm getting phone calls, but I can't stamp the pages because I didn't get my commission and my stamp yet. So I actually started off as an agency. So I wind up farming out the work to other notaries immediately before I got my stamp. And then when I got my stamp, like maybe 3 or 4 months later, then I started doing some of the deals myself. But when I saw that this business was scalable, and it's so important that you get a coach that has skin in the game. Andre Hatchett had skin in the game. Like he wasn't one of the, as Robert Kiyosaki would call a false teacher or a fake teacher. He did the damn thing. He's seen what it took to do it. So when I got his course and I was learning from a person that had skin in the game, he removed a lot of the roadblocks. Mm-hmm. So I immediately went into the agency side of it. Now, here's the thing, as an entrepreneur or a business owner, when something is working, keep doing that shit. The problem is a lot of entrepreneurs are so damn creative and we're so fucking ADHD that it's like, oh man, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And they get that shiny object syndrome shit, right? Because we know that we have the capabilities of doing anything and everything. Like there's no more limitations with us. But pick that one thing and then hone in on it. So what I wind up doing is once I saw the marketing channel was working, I just 10x'd it, right? I just increased it. I just did more and more of that marketing channel. And then more and more phone calls started coming in to the point where like I could not handle all of that work. So then I started looking for notaries and dispatching notaries all across the United States. And come to find out, the notary business is an international business. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But me looking at the business, like one of the biggest key things that I took from Andre Hatchett, he said that don't look at this business as a notary, look at it as a business owner, right? So when he said that to me, it resonated. It was like, okay, when I was looking at it as a notary, I was looking at how many deals can I do by myself? Mm-hmm. But when I looked at it as a business owner, it was like, how many deals can I bring into the company and distribute nationwide? And then the numbers just kept increasing. Even to this day, like my numbers just keep beating last year number repeatedly. So, and I just kept pushing, bro. Now I branched it off to where I'll do some online courses. I'll do, I wrote a book on there. It's a top 5 bestseller on Amazon. It's a wide open industry that not a lot of us, melanated people are like killing it.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to talk to like, what was that marketing channel whenever you first started off?
Google.
What? So you were using pay-per-click ads?
No, I do the free joint. I do my business joint.
So from then until now, has your marketing kind of changed? Have you kind of tweaked it?
Nope.
He said nope.
You see what I mean? Like when it works, you keep the formula the same. Now, do I test different texts with it? Yeah, I'll test a little bit, but I don't veer left wing or right wing to change too much. I'll do little tweaks and see if they perform better than the previous. And then they'll just evolve from better. But for the most part, it's the same formula. It's the same exact formula.
So you're doing like the Google post where you just post on your Google?
I don't even do that anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro, it's like, it's on autopilot at this point.
That's hard.
So it just does what it does. And the phone calls come in. Now my job, my responsibility is making sure that I take and I address all the phone calls that are coming in. So I had to hire somebody else to help me with all of the influx of phone calls coming in, so I can concentrate on different parts of the business. But now the phone calls is like, it just comes through. And I have to capture that because at the end of the day, I don't want to be heavily dependent on Google, right? So I'll have my my Aweber system capturing everybody's information. That way I can always remarket to them.
You said Aweber?
Yeah, I use Aweber. So Aweber is almost like a MailChimp or, just capturing people emails and stuff like that. So I use Aweber and they've been working out really, really well. I've been with it for like five years now.
Your primary form of marketing with it is the Google My Business setup, which Brother Dre walks y'all through in the course and teaches y'all how to set up. So how much do you feel like your name plays a role into this with your business and the Google My Business? Because I mean, you have a great name for a notary. So
but they don't know my name in the notary agency side of it. They know my name on a personal, like more of a personal brand, right? So I separate the two. Like the Tiger Toledo don't exist in U.S. Notary Agency. My name is Mark, actually, on the notary agency side of it. But my personal brand, Tiger Toledo, that will be more on the Notary Cash Flow Academy or on my book and stuff like that. Because one thing I know is that I had to make my name memorable. My real name is Villard. Nobody remember that shit. My wife don't even remember that shit. So I had to come up with a name that was more memorable, and it just flowed. And then once I started marketing that name, then it started clicking. But again, man, it's all about, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to be willing to put in the work. But that's why I love time, because time weeds out these whack ass people, right? Like it's about longevity. It's about who's willing to do the distance. Anybody could fucking hit it out the park 1 or 2 times, but do you have what it takes to last the distance? And then that's where you really like dominate the whole area.
And with the name, I think he was talking about the U.S. agency name, because that name is fucking awesome. Like I know the SEO on that whole is crazy. Like, because I remember whenever I was going through the course with Brother Dre, and you said your name, I was like, man, that's a great fucking name, man. Like, how did he get this?
Yeah, so actually, I started off as Illinois Public Notary Service. But when I started farming out different assignments to notaries all across the nation, it didn't make any sense to still have Illinois. So I was like, man, I got to think of something more universal that encompasses the United States. And then it was U.S. Notary, and then it was the agency. And, it was a very slight variation from Illinois Public Notary Service. I mean, it did do what it do, but it all comes back to the value, though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not providing value to the people, now I got to say this, though. I have multiple listings on Google. U.S. Notary Agency is just one of them, but I have like 50 to 75 of them joints. And they all go by different names.
See, I was wondering that too. I didn't know if I could do like multiple listings.
Yeah, dude.
Like I just started my second one too, so I'm about to do like you and 10x it too.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. If that one is working for you, right? Imagine if you just keep duplicating that one. It's fractal. Just keep duplicating that one in different states. Hey, you know somebody in Atlanta? Have the person in Atlanta set up shop over there. All you need is to send them the address, right? So that's how I was able to swell the company and get it in Florida, in Texas, and New York, and Jersey, and all these other places. I just took that same formula and duplicated the hell out of it.
See, I didn't even think about like hitting up my people in other states.
Yes,
man, I'm about to do that.
Got to, man. Because here's the thing. Like a lot of us, we're like this, right? We're looking for those diamonds. We're like searching all over the land for diamonds, and we're literally sitting and standing on an acre of diamonds already. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to go outside to look for it. You're like literally like you could just lift up your feet and there's diamonds in the crust of your shoes and shit. Like, damn. A lot of times we're looking outside of our ecosystem. And like I told you guys have a phenomenal show. If you guys sit back one day, just take 24 hours, all four of you guys just sit down around a round table and see all the diamonds you already have cultivated. Dude, you'll never have to go outside your economy, ever. Because you guys, I've seen you guys have some heavy hitters on your show. So just, it's that 7 degrees of separation, right? You're just now with the internet, you're really like 2 degrees of separation. So if you wanted to get in touch with Will Smith, like, somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that would get you in touch with Will Smith.
I feel like you are dead on too. There's a few people in my head who I'm probably sure that they know somebody that knows Will Smith.
It's 2 degrees now. It used to be 7 because we didn't have internet. Now we have 2. Shit, you might only have 1.
You just gotta start doing some digging in it, figuring it out. Yeah, yeah.
You might want to reach Will Smith directly yourself. Well, he got an Instagram page, right? You be like, yo, Will, holla at me, man. I got a show.